Hey guys, Matt from TotalMTG here and welcome to the Aether Hub. First of all, just let me say a little quick thank you to everyone at the Aether Hub team for making me feel so welcome. This is my first video, guys. I'll mainly be doing deck techs on the channel, so let's have a look at my first brew. So let's have a look at our Foretold Seasons Past control deck. And have no worries, guys, this is a control deck through and through. If you remember the old Seasons Past control decks, they were really slow grindy, but they were very, very good. Fun for you to play, not fun for your opponent. But we're not worried about that. We just want to grind the game out and get the wins under our belts. So first of all, let's have a look at the creatures. We only have 2 creatures in our 60. That is a 2 of Kalitas, Traitor of Get. An absolutely brilliant card. 3/4 lifelink. If an opponent has one of his creatures die, instead exile that card and you get to put a 2/2 black zombie. It has to be non-token, of course. But it makes us a nice little zombie. Blockers is what we want sometimes, and Kalitas can sack them and put 2 counters on himself as well. Let's have a look at the Sorceries. Collective Brutality, we run 3 of them. Target opponent reveals his hand. You choose an instance or sorcery card. So you don't have to worry about the escalate on this where you're discarding, because obviously running Seasons Past in a deck, you can always get them back later on in the late game. This can also be good for removal. A lot of 2 toughness creatures out there, gives them -2/2. Stop them, stop them crewing those early vehicles, shall we say. And it also has the target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. 3 of Transgress the Mine. Target player reveals his hand. You choose a card with the coveted mana cost of 3 or greater and you get to exile that card. Go on to some of the removal. We got 2 Ruinous Path here. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. We can awaken it late game if we have to. But it's a nice turn through if we can get this early. We only run a couple of them, but there's a lot of new planeswalkers in this new Amonkhet set. I'm sure everyone's going to be trying with the Gideons and the Nissa, the new Nissa, and everything like that. The new Nissa was probably, in my eyes, not quite right for this deck because we don't run creatures and stuff like that. But yeah, Ruinous Path, very good card. Diabolic Tutor we run. It is a 4 of. You get to search your library for a card and then put that card into your hand and then shuffle your library. So this can go and get anything that we need at the particular time. Maybe we want to go and get Kalitas. Maybe we do need the Seasons Past control. Bit of card draw. Or as Foretold. And obviously the secret card we have, which is Metallurgic Summonings. Which is how we make lots of creatures. Maybe we want to go and get that. It's time to put that down. More sorceries that we run. 1 of Nissa's Renewal. The old deck used to run this as well. It's a great card. It gains you 7 life. Helps you ramp up, search your library for up to 3 basic land cards, put them onto the battlefield tapped, but the 7 life is very, very good. And if your As Foretold is building up with counters, when I was testing on MTGO this deck, casting this for free, getting 7 life, getting 3 lands in, and then maybe hard casting your Seasons Past and getting it back and doing it, it is just amazing, guys. The recurrence that you can do with this deck, the big tokens you can make with the Metallurgic Summonings, they have to answer this. If it goes late game, we're going to be there, guys. And it's going to be very hard, I think, for our opponents to contend with us. As I said, we got 2 Seasons Past control in the deck. It returns any number of cards with different coveted mana costs from your graveyard to your hand. You put Seasons Past on the bottom of your owner's library. We can recur it. We can play it again. This is our card for us. On to the instance. We got a 4 of, lots of removal like I said, we got Kalitas there, 4 of Fatal Push, 4 of Grasp of Darkness, and for a nice bit of card draw we have a 3 of Glimmer of Genius, which helps us scry, draw cards. We get some energy but we're not too worried about the energy, but it is good. It makes a 4/4. Originally when I was 4/4 with Metallurgic Summonings, originally when I was testing I tried Painful Truce, but I switched back over to Glimmer. It makes a bigger creature when we have Metallurgic Summonings out. The scry is also important, and we could be facing a lot of aggro decks, and Painful Truce taking that life away, it did hurt occasionally, so went to the Glimmer of Genius. That's my reasoning for that. So we'll look at our enchantments. The main deck is built around As Foretold, obviously with a little bit of Seasons Past in there, but we run the 4 of As Foretold, the enchantment that lets us cast hopefully stuff for 0, and then with the 3 of Metallurgic Summonings we'll be getting creatures for 0, killing our opponent's creatures, getting value. This is a value deck. And then we have some, some big cards in there. Like I said, if you cast a Nissa's Renewal, you're going to get a 6/6 creature. You might cast it for 0. Then you do the Seasons Past control, get them all back, get another 6/6. We've got lots of value in this deck. Lots of recursion, Really, really fun, and it's very powerful from what I've been playing, testing on MTGO, guys, I must say. We go to the lands, we look at the lands quickly. It's a 25 land base, twiggling in between this and 26, but I've settled for 25. Couple of Blooming Marsh, 3 Evolving Wilds, 2 Fetid Pools from the new set Amonkhet. Late game, good for cycling. We know how good cycling is, but I'm just prying the 2 in there. 2 Forest, 3 Island, 10 Swamp, and a 3 of Hissing Quagmire. As I said, we don't run many creatures. We run 2, just with Kalitas. This is nice. It has Death Touch, can be animated. Very good creature card, land card, Hissing Quagmire. So let's get on to our Toolbox sideboard. We got a lot of different cards in there. Starting off with a Dark Salvation, just a 1 of them. Target player puts an X2. Target player puts X2/2 black zombie creature tokens on the battlefield. Then up to 1 target creature gets -1/1 until end of turn for each zombie we control. We could have a lot of zombies. This is like a win con in itself. I've seen people using this card as like one of their win cons. So we're going to put it in the sideboard. It could be good coming in. We got a couple of Negate and a couple of Disallow. Nice bit of cancel. We swapped to more control in the sideboard. To deal with artifacts, enchantments, I've got a 3 of Appetite for the Unnatural. It also gains us 2 life, which could be very important as well. Couple of Lost Legacy, getting rid of some very awkward cards. And from Amonkhet, we're going to try a couple of Dispossesses, or Dispossess, shall I say, as in plural. But we do have a couple of them in there, which means we can get really hard artifacts that we can deal with. This can come down, hopefully turn 3, and we can recur it and do it again later on in the game. We have a 1 of Yahini's Expertise. The original list ran 4 of Languish, the main deck, but we don't have Languish. You do have Yahini's Expertise. I didn't want to run it in the main. I did try it in the main and as more of, but it wasn't brilliant because obviously we're making constructs. It's a tight, different brew to where you needed Languish. And a couple of Planeswalkers. We run a 1 of Jace, a 1 of Nicholas, where we can go more controlling, bring in some Planeswalkers from the sideboard, and our opponents hopefully won't be expecting that. There will be a deck list linked below, guys, so make sure you go and check that out as well. So that was my first brew, guys. Foretold Seasons Control. I hope you like it. A little bit different, but I really enjoy it. I've played lots of games with it, and it was definitely working for me on MTGO. So please let me know if you've got any ideas for the deck, maybe in additions. Always leave that in the comments below. I really appreciate that. No deck is ever perfect, shall we say. Anyway, this has been my first brew, guys. Don't forget to go and subscribe to the Aether Hub and everyone else's channels. There will be links in the description. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care, and I'll see you soon.